Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Irithil Hunter today making a video on the Farron Greatsword. Now I know a lot of people have been covering the Farron Greatsword. It's a very popular weapon right now in the meta, but a lot of people when they make these videos don't talk about the strategy involved with the Farron Greatsword, and I hope to kind of bring that into my video and not just explain what the weapon does, but how to use it. The way you get the Farron Greatsword is you trade the Abyss Watcher's soul to one of the Lord of Cinders in Firelink Shrine and transpose it into the Farron Greatsword. The stats on the Farron Greatsword are it requires 18 dexterity and 20 strength. It scales C in dexterity and A on strength once it's at +5. Its weapon art is parry, and it has no focus points cost, which makes this weapon incredibly versatile. It is a dual weapon, and it has a left hand parrying dagger. The right hand is the Ultra Greatsword. Alright, time to talk about the Farron Greatsword's moveset, first starting off with the R1 and the R2. First off, it doesn't matter whether you're one-handed or two-handed, the R1 and R2 for the Farron Greatsword stays the same. The R1 is a big wide slash, just like the Zweihander or any other Ultra Greatsword. The R2 is a big overhead slam, just like the Zweihander. The rolling R1 is a poking attack, the only poking attack you have in the entire kit, so keep an eye on that. The backstep R1 and the running R1 are both the same, a overhead swing. It's important to note that you cannot sprint into a jumping attack like you can with, say, the Sunlight Straight Sword or any other weapon. Instead, you will just get a typical R2. But now we're going to move on to the Farron Greatsword's true strength, the L1 and the L2, as I'm sure many of you know. The L1 is a big Artorias-style, wide sweeping attack into a front flip. This can be devastating, and it hits like a truck once fully upgraded and with the right stats. The L2 is a quick parry, which once you learn the timing on it, can be very useful in PvP, as it's very quick and has a good amount of parry frames. Now there are a few nuances because this weapon is so unique in having a L1 that actually attacks, unlike the Zweihander, which has a L1 that is a shield. It means that you can rolling L1, unlike other weapons. The rolling L1 for the Farron Greatsword is a quick swipe with the parrying dagger, and then a big overhead slam with the sword itself. The next important thing to note is that the R1 and the L1 of the Farron Greatsword are linked. So if I were, for example, to hit R1 once and then L1 again, I would actually get the second L1 in the combo. Similarly, if I R1 twice and then press L1, I will get the flip. This can be used to surprise your opponents and gives you so many options in PvP, it's actually crazy. Important to note is that if I were to R1 3 times and then press L1, I will go back to having the second one. So every odd number swing on the R1 will get you the second one, and every even number will get you the flip, regardless of how much stamina you have. Alright, we're going to move on to some of the gameplay here. The most important thing when PvPing with the Farron Greatsword is to have patience. As you'll see here in this fight, it's always best if you let your opponent swing first, just like what happened there. While they're recovering, you can go in for a attack, especially if they're using a heavier weapon. Just wait. If you're very aggressive with the Farron Greatsword, you're going to find yourself having bad times. So there, he went in for the jumping attack, and as soon as I saw him jump, I went in for the attack. There, when he was using his weapon art, I know that that thing hits like a truck, so I ran. I went for the parry there, didn't really work out, but he swung a couple times and then, you know, left himself open. And the entire time I'm just thinking to myself to be patient. I have some weak pyromancies to kind of make up for just how slow the Farron Greatsword is. Sometimes your enemy just has a sliver of health left and you just needed to get out of the way. There, I saw him roll at the same time as me and just went in for the stab attack. In this fight, actually, you'll see me get parried pretty much right off the bat, and there it is. People are really starting to learn how to parry this thing, and it sucks. But you know, I do come back from that. The most important thing when you get parried is just, you know, stay patient. There, he went in for attack. I punish him for it, and I'm just thinking to wait as soon as he goes in for an attack. Whenever you see people like this who are going in for parries, a good way to kind of fight that is to use your R2, because you can control how long it swings for. It's a good idea to actually just hold it out and try to trick your opponent. So there, I noticed he was using that buckler and he kept pulling it out. I knew he wanted to go for the parry, so I punished him for that. There we go. A little bit of BM there. Next scene. This is actually a pretty good fight for me. I'm noticing that this person pulls out the cestus immediately. So I can tell they're going for the very fast parry. So immediately I start using my R2 because, like I said, I can control it. But that's not your only option. Your other option is just to do what I'm doing and just totally fuck with them. So I'm sprinting right up to them, and they're just waiting for the attack, for the parry, you can see, and then boom, I give it to them when they're least expecting it. Playing mind games with your opponent like that is a good idea. It doesn't work all the time. You know, if this person was smart, they could have easily just attacked me, but you know, it happened to work with this person. Just run right up into them, don't do anything, and then second time around, give them what they want. Alright, this clip, this guy's using an S-Stock, which right now shreks. It's just ridiculous. But the Farron Greatsword is actually a pretty good counter, in my opinion, to the S-Stock, especially people who don't know how to use it very well. So like always, I'm just waiting. As soon as he goes in for an attack, I go in for one. If I feel safe, I might attack first, but for the most part, I wait for an attack. Now this guy has a very small shield. I can't quite see it. I think it's a buckler. So I imagine he's going for the parries. So I'm trying not to sell myself. So here, this guy has very little health, so I immediately pull out the Fire Surge. It can be anything. Some people like throwing knives. Some people like the kukri. It can be anything. I like Fire Surge because you just get right in their face. This is actually the last clip for today. I wanted to show how good the parry on the Farron Greatsword is. The parry dagger is just so fast, and the damage on it, especially when you're wearing the Hornet's ring like I was, it's just unbelievable. So this guy, I'm just waiting. You know, I'm waiting for him to attack first before I do anything. He goes in for an attack, so I punish with the double L1, and then he goes in for the roll, and there's the parry. And he's gonna pay for that. So I hope this video was useful to you guys. It's my first video like it, and if you want more Dark Souls videos, more weapons, please leave in the comments below which weapons you'd like to see. And please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It'll help me grow my channel. And thank you.